Ready to improve your English? Subscribe for expert guidance and practical exercises to enhance your speaking. Let's get going. I've always been the kind of person who keeps things to myself. Not because I like to hide things, but because I believe some secrets are meant to stay private. This secret, though, is one I've kept for years. And while it's not a dangerous secret or one that could hurt anyone, it's still mine to keep. The beginning started when I was just a child. I was always the quiet one in the family, the one who sat in the corner reading books or daydreaming about the world outside. My family was loving, but they didn't understand me the way I wanted to be understood. I often felt like I was an outsider in my own home. It wasn't anyone's fault, it's just how things were. I remember one day, sitting in my room and staring out the window, when I realized something about myself. I had big dreams. Dreams that no one else in my family shared. I wanted to see the world, to experience things beyond the small town where I grew up. But I also knew that this dream felt too big to share. People might laugh or tell me that it was impossible. So, I kept it inside. A growing secret. As I grew older, my secret only became stronger. The desire to travel, to explore new places, to find a life that was different from the one I knew, it was all I could think about. But I didn't dare speak about it to anyone. I watched my friends share their dreams, their plans for the future, but I stayed silent. I kept my dream locked away, telling myself that maybe one day, when I was ready, I would make it happen. I worked hard, got good grades, and followed the rules. On the outside, everything seemed normal. But inside, there was always this yearning for something more. Something I wasn't sure how to reach. The moment of truth. One day, after finishing college, I had the opportunity to travel for the first time. It wasn't to a far-off exotic destination, but it was enough. It was a short trip to a nearby city I had always wanted to visit. I still remember the feeling when I first stepped off the bus and into that new place. The streets felt different. The people were different. And for the first time, I didn't feel like I was just one of the crowd. I felt like I was part of something bigger. That trip opened my eyes to what was possible. I came back feeling inspired, ready to take on the world. But I still kept the secret close. People asked about my trip, and I shared the stories. But I didn't tell them the truth. This was just the beginning. I was planning my next move. I knew then that I would chase my dream of exploring the world. But I kept it to myself. I wanted to surprise everyone when the time was right. The decision. Months passed, and the desire to travel grew stronger. I found myself saving money, researching destinations, and learning new languages. I started making plans, but I didn't share them with anyone. There were moments when I felt like I couldn't keep it all inside. What if people found out? What if they didn't understand? But then, I reminded myself why I kept the secret. It was mine to decide when and how to share it. I wasn't ready to tell anyone yet. Finally, I decided it was time. I booked my first solo trip to another country, one I had dreamed about for years. I packed my bags, said goodbye to my family without revealing the full truth, and left. The revelation. During my time away, I encountered experiences that I had never dreamed of. I wandered through bustling cities, where the hum of life buzzed in every corner, and I found solace beside serene rivers, where the world seemed to pause. Along the way, I met people from every walk of life, each with their own story, struggles, and aspirations. These encounters opened my eyes not only to the diversity of the world, but also to the untapped parts of myself. I discovered strengths I didn't know I had, dreams I hadn't dared to acknowledge, and a connection to the world that felt deeper and more authentic than ever before. When I returned home, I knew I wasn't the same person who had left. I stood taller, spoke with more confidence, and carried a quiet certainty about who I was and what I wanted. Sharing the story of my journey with my family was a moment I had both feared and anticipated. To my surprise, their reactions weren't of judgment or disapproval but of curiosity and support. They saw how much I had grown and understood that this journey had been something I needed, not just for exploration but for self-discovery. It was then that I realized the true reason behind keeping my dream a secret for so long. It wasn't about fear or distrust. It was about creating a safe space for my dream to take root and grow. By holding it close, I gave it the freedom to flourish without external pressure or interference. I waited until I was ready to embrace it fully and share it with others, not as a fragile idea but as a living, breathing reality. And in doing so, I found not only the courage to pursue my dream but also the strength to share my journey on my own terms. Final thoughts. Now, I've come to realize that I no longer keep secrets the way I once did. I've learned that some dreams take time to develop and grow, and not everything needs to be shared right away. In the past, I used to feel the pressure to reveal my ideas, goals, or plans as soon as they formed. But over time, I've come to understand that keeping some things to myself allows me the space to nurture them and shape them on my own terms. It gives me the freedom to work quietly behind the scenes, without the weight of others' expectations or judgments. If you're holding on to something that's important to you, whether it's a dream, a plan, or an ambition, remember that it's okay to keep it close for a while. There's no rush to expose everything immediately. Your dreams are yours to protect, to refine, and to manifest in your own time. Sometimes, the process of figuring out what you truly want takes time, and there's no need to share it until you feel confident and ready to do so. Trust yourself and your journey, knowing that you can reveal your dreams to the world when it feels right for you. You don't need anyone else's approval to pursue your passions. They are yours to cherish and to bring to life in your own way, in your own time. Let's enrich our vocabulary with some new words. 1. Encounter. Definition: an unexpected meeting or experience. Example: during my travels, I had an encounter with a kind stranger who helped me find my way. 2. Aspirations. Definition: strong desires or ambitions to achieve something. Example: her aspirations to travel the world inspired her to start saving money. 3. Authentic. Definition: genuine, real, and true to oneself. Example: the conversations felt authentic, as if I had known them for years. 4. Self-discovery. Definition: the process of learning about oneself and understanding one's own identity and desires. Example: the journey became a profound experience of self-discovery for me. I'm so glad you spent this time with me. If you liked the story, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Take care, and see you next time.